EA College Football 25 dropped a big recruiting and Dynasty patch yesterday, so let's sim through a season and see what they really changed with this patch. I dropped a full breakdown of what they changed in this patch. I dropped it yesterday. Make sure to go check it out. I'll also link it down in the description. If y'all enjoying the channel so far, make sure I like, comment, subscribe, man. Check out my Temple series. We're going crazy. Just started year 4. Go check that out. Alright, so for this, we're going to go with North Texas, man. The Mean Green, a 2-star program, man. 79 overall. The overall is in a solid spot, but they are in the American Conference, but they're a 2-star program. And pretty much part of what the patch done should make it a little bit more difficult for the lower tier schools to recruit some of these higher up athletes. So let's put that to the test. Alright, so like I said, we went with North Texas. I made my own head coach, fresh body out here. And let's go ahead and check out the school grades, man. The grades are obviously not going to be in a great spot, but they're not too terrible, especially for some of these lower tier programs. Like I said, this is a 2-star program, so they got some C's. They do have some D grades. Highest grade is a B-, and then that's going to be the conference. So, you know, part of what the patch done is made it so the grades matter a little bit more when it comes to that hard and soft sell. So we're going to see how that actually impacts, you know, recruiting right now. So to start off, I'm going to come in here, press triangle, and then I'm going to go over to sort by 4 stars or higher, and then any player that have any interest in us. And we do have one 4-star player that do have interest in our 2-star program. We're the number 6th ranked school, and we're going to pursue them, man. Me personally, I'm not going to pursue any 5 stars, not with, you know, a 2-star program. Personally, I'm not going to do it because you're going to lose most of them matchups, man. You're going to lose out on more of those players than, you know, you would if you went after some 3 or 4 stars. So I'm going to avoid 5 stars completely in this series or in this video right here. Do your thing, man. Do what you want. If you're a small program, you want to bring in a 5-star, go for it. All I'm saying is you're going to lose out more times than not. And then you losing out, wasting them hours on that 5-star recruit. You could have brought in 2, 3 stars that could actually, you know, come in and play on your roster. Or you could brought in, you know, 1 or 2 4 stars. So I'm going to avoid the 5-star route. And let me just make sure I'm clarifying that. I'm going to avoid the 5-star route as a 2-star program. Once I get up to that 3, 4, yes, I'm going at the 5 stars all day. But when I'm early on, I'm not going after the 5 stars. So next, I'm going to come in here to the 4 stars, and I'm going to add some of these 4 stars from Texas, man. We picked a school that's in a good location, so we do have that 3 pipeline boost. So I want to make sure I'm taking advantage of that. So we're going to add a bunch of these 3 pipeline boosts that are 4 stars, and then we're going to go over to some 3 stars, see if we can find some of them as well. Then I'm going to sort by any 3 stars that have us in their top 3, and I'm pretty much going to add all these guys, man. We're a 2-star program. 3 stars are a plus for us, man. Adding 3 stars is a good thing. So I'm going to add all of these guys that have us in our top 3. If you don't have that many players in your top, have you in the top 3, well, go to top 5 or go to top 10. You know, sort by whatever you have to make sure you get in some players. Because, listen, I want to bring in some easy recruits, man. Yes, I want to bring in good players, but I don't want to fight really hard for a lot of these 3-star recruits, man. I want them easy. I want them to come in easy, and really, we're going to have to fight for the 4 stars because not many interest in us. So come over here to the recruiting board. Immediately, our tight end is not happy. We got too many tight ends on the board. So we're just going to go ahead and remove this guy, and they'll make him feel a little bit better about himself. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go through and offer scholarships to these 4-star players, man. Offer some scholarships to some of these 4 stars. I will not scout the 4 stars as a 2-star program. I personally will not, because I know they will be, and they might not be a great player, but they're most likely going to be good enough to be on our roster. So I won't even waste the hours to scout, man. We only got 575 hours to work with. So I'm just going to offer these scholarships to the 4 stars. Then when we get to the 3 stars, now I'm going to do some scouting. I'm going to be a little bit more selective, because you get a bad 3-star, you get a bust 3-star, he may really be a bad player, man. He may really not be able to play on your team. You'll get some 3-star corners that come in with like 82 speed, 83 speed. And if you see that, you gotta run, man. You gotta run the opposite direction. Also, when it comes to the 3 stars, I will always offer the scholarship to the guys that have us number 1, man, because it's a small chance you get the instant commit. We did not get it there. That's fine, but I will always do that. We got a gem right here. That's a good player, man. That's a good 3-star right there. We're gonna continue to scout these 3 stars. All right, so we just scouted around 10 3-stars. We only got the one player that was a bust, or that was a gem. Nobody else was anything else. Everyone else just was normal. So, but we still have 220 hours. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to offer some scholarships to some of these players, and then once I get them scholarships out there to the 3 stars, I'm going to go back to the prospect list, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some more 3 stars that's interested in us. We got our first bust. When it comes to a bust 3-star, I'm not doing it. I'm removing it. I'm removing it from my board personally, unless I really like his attributes, man. Unless I really like his attributes. But in this situation, no, I'm not doing a bust 3-star wide receiver. I'm removing that. Another bust receiving back. I don't love the receiving back archetype anyway, just because the carrying always is so low, man. 73 carrying is insane to me as a running back. That's lower than some wide receivers going to come in. I'm removing that as well. There we go. We get a gem wide receiver 3-star. Offer that scholarship. We got to be conscious of how many hours we have left, man. Got to be conscious that we, not doing too much scouting and we're not able to get everyone a scholarship. All right, so I officially used all my hours and I feel good, man. I feel good. We're going to go ahead and advance to our first week. All right, so we advanced to week 0 and listen, we only got 450 hours to use, man. So we're going to put the 50 hours on the 1 4-star that's actually interesting in us. But now we got to be very selective, man. Now we got to be very selective. We got to go through, look at some of these players. A player like this, man, I don't think we go after. He got every team in the country offering him a scholarship. I don't think we go after a guy like that. But then you look at a guy like this, number 88th player in the nation, and only Colorado offer him a scholarship. I'm interested. We're going to put 50 hours there, man. And, we just going to play that game, man. Also look at the pipeline boost compared to other schools. We got a better pipeline boost than Colorado, man. We might be able to compete for that guy. You got to be extra careful in the fights you pick now, man. You got to be extra careful, especially because these bigger schools that have better grades, their hard sell is going to do even more, man. Me personally, I feel like they hard sell already did a lot. I feel like they already did a lot more than my hard sell, especially as a small program. But when our grades are like this, we might not even be able to pit some of these players on the hard sell, man. It might not even move their influence as much as it's in the house. So that's something to consider as well, man. So some players you legit will not be able to pit on the hard sell. So it's gonna be an uphill battle. That's another guy right here, man. I like what I see. Only Houston offer him the scholarship, run stopper. Let's put the 50 hours there, see if we get into the mix for him. We're also going to go after this guy because we know one of his deal breakers, so we know one of his motivations is playing time. And then we go over here to recruiting, and we see, some of his other motivations in our grade. We got to hope another one of his grades is staying close to home. He's from Texas, so that's right there will be 2 A grades for us. And let's hope his next grade is, or his next motivation is conference prestige. So we put that hard sell on him. We just gotta hope that that's some combination of those things where the hard sell will be really impactful. So for those reasons, I kind of feel comfortable pitting to send a house on a guy like that, even though some big dogs are in the mix. But I feel comfortable trying to get into the mix for a guy like that right there. We got another one here, man. He cares about playing time. Also A+ or A, staying close to home. Also gonna put that 50 hours in. All right, so this is how we're allocating all 450 of our hours during week 0. We got the tight end that, we're number 2 on his board. We moved up there. We got a cornerback we're going to try to get into the mix on. This is another guy where we got that deal breaker of a playing time, A+. And, we also trying to play off that his other motivations are going to be staying close to home. So we thinking our hard sell will work. This guy right here, Kansas State is in the lead right now. I don't think that'll last, man. I don't think Kansas State will win this recruitment. I want to go after a D lineman. We also have that A+ playing style or playing time. So we're going to go after him as well. The quarterback, I kind of explained why we're going after him earlier. No other school is heavily pursuing him, not yet. So, we're going to try to get into the mix. This guy right here, another one with the playing time, and only 2 other schools offer the scholarship. Wide receiver, always want to go after wide receiver, man. Deep threat. We know he's going to have some speed to him. SMU is leading the race, but he is from Texas, and then we also have that playing time A+. So we're going to see if we get in that recruitment. Another free safety who is not being heavily recruited, and then an athlete lineman. Listen, I like my athletes, man. I like my athletes. I want to always try to bring in some linemen, at least a 4-star lineman. So I'm pursuing him, even though he got some scholarship offers out there. And then for the 3 stars, I'm always of the mindset you wait till later in the year to go after the 3 stars unless you got a gem that you really like, man. Unless you got a gem or, a player you really like their attributes, go after them. And for this situation, we scouted 2 gyms, so I'm gonna split the hours, put 25 in each. And you know, I like their attributes, think they're in a solid spot, especially this wide receiver. So we're just gonna put the 25 hours in, and then we're gonna advance. So we advanced to week 1, not too much to update, but we do move up the first for the tight end. Nobody really hit their top 5, so we can't put any hard sells on anyone yet. But we're moving up on the board, man. Like I said, we was not in any of these guys' top 10 except for the one tight end up here. So we got to come back in all these recruitments, man. Like, I know this one right here looks a little bit weird. We're in 4th place. We didn't gain much influence. I think we get into the mix for this, man. I think by the time we hit the top 5, I think we a little bit more in the mix. I think it's just because we came from, you know, so far behind. It just looks a little bit screwed. But once we advance a little bit further, same thing with this Colorado quarterback, or this quarterback that want to go to Colorado. I think same thing here. And then this situation, nobody put in hours. So that's why, you know, we move up to 3rd place, and it's looked like the recruitment is so close. It's not, man. It's not that close. We'll advance, though. All right, we advanced again, and look here, man. We hit the top 5 with our tight end. But we don't know all his motivations, man. We only know 1. We only know, no, we actually know 2, because we know the other one is playing time, and then we know staying close to home. Let's see if we can figure out his hard sell. Going through all the options, is only one option that fits, man. We know playing time because that's his deal breaker, and then staying close to home is the one unlocked. It got to be this one, man. It got to be this one right here. So we're going to put that hard sell on him. We're going to put 10 hours back in, and let's see how much influence, once we advance, let's see how much influence that actually does. When you consider that, you know, grades should matter a little bit more when it comes to them hard and soft sells. And just the note, we do have an A+, B+, and then a B. I know it might be a little bit tough to see. It's tough for me to see. I don't know why that yellow is so damn bright, but yeah, those the grades. So nobody else has hit their top 5 yet, man. Nobody else has hit their top 5, so we can't put any hard or soft sells on. But like I said, for this DN, we move a little bit more, man. The recruitment looks a little bit closer. That's the guy I just was talking about where I said it looks like we so far behind. We not that far behind. But you know, I think early on these schools do not put in 50 hours. They do not send out. I don't know why. It seems like they will put the hard sell on once the player hit the top 5. And but it seems like they just do not send the house from the rip, the CPU. I don't know why though. All right, so we put that hard sell on the tight end. We advanced, and it did a solid amount of influence. I can't be mad at that, man. I can't say I could tell a difference, but it did do a solid amount of influence. And I think we're in a good spot for that recruitment. He does go on to visit week 10, but I don't think his recruitment even makes it to week 10. I think he's probably going to commit probably week 4, week 5. All right, so looking at the right end, we hit his top 5, and I went through all the hard sells, and we could finally guess one, and this is the only one, man. This is the only one that makes, you know, that only one that adds up. And so we're gonna put that hard sell on him, but it is a C-, C, and then a B or A+ grade, which is not bad, man. Which is not bad, especially compared to, you know, some of these other players we might run into. But the benefit here, we went after nothing but players from Texas, man. We went after nothing but players from, you know, the state. When you go after players far away sometimes and they care about staying close to home, and you find out later in the process, once you unlock their motivations and they staying close to home is like a D, then you in some trouble, man. Then you in some trouble. All right, so for the quarterback, this is where we're at, man. This is where we're at. We put the hard sell on him, but we have a D grade, man. Pro potential. He cares about pro potential, playing time, and brand exposure is his 3. And we are in the lead. But look how much influence we gained, man. Let's take a screenshot of that. Let's note that. Look how much influence we gained. And let's try this hard sell and see if it's going to be better than send the house. We'll see. I'm not sure if it will be, just because we got that D grade and, you know, they changed it with the update. Did anyone else hit their top 5? This free safety did. Let's see if we can find his hard sell as well. All right, so for the free safety, we also are able to guess his hard sell only off knowing one of his motivations. I feel like they made it a little bit easier to figure out these hard sells, man, because, I mean, every single opportunity we was able to figure out their hard sell as soon as they hit their top 5 and without even having to guess. So this is another one where we have the grades are a C, C-, then an A. I think we're in a good spot, man. I think that's good. I think that's a good spot for that guy. And Dwayne right here, he also hit his top 5. But for a guy like this, 3-star that we only putting in the 25 hours, this is where we're going to try to soft sell. All right, so for Dwayne, Well, listen, this is one of the situations where you're not able to guess the hard or soft sell, or excuse me, you're not able to figure out his hard or soft sell. Is in between these two options right here. We're gonna guess the conference prestige option because the other option it has a D grade, man. Pro potential has a D grade, so we're not gonna guess that option. We're gonna guess, see what it happens. Listen, we experimenting, man, so we want to see how this is gonna play out, and we're gonna put that extra 5 hours in. And then we're going to advance. Before we advance, week 3 is always kind of a good point. That's where we're at now, is to come back in here to the 4-star list and see who's really being under-recruited. And it seemed like it's not that many players, but it's here. It's players here, man. It's players here that's not being heavily recruited in the 4-star ranks. And, you know, if we had the hours, we 100% could get into the race of some of these guys. And first guy right here that's intriguing, you know, number 54th ranked player in the nation being under recruited. You know, if we had some hours, we would dive right in, try to get a player like that. Let's see if any 5-stars really being under recruited. And looks like yes. This guy's only number 4th player in the nation is only being recruited by Kansas State right now. He just hit his top 8. Let's see, anyone else heavily being under-recruited? This cornerback, number 6 player in the nation, also being under-recruited. So it seems like those things are still happening. If we was a little bit of a better program, we would be able to get into the race for some of these guys. Like right here, he cares about brand exposure. That's his deal breaker. That's the number 2 player in the nation, left tackle. If we had higher brand exposure, we'd be able to go all in on a guy like this because he's not being heavily recruited right now. Let's see, anyone else on this list that stands out? Looks like everyone else is pretty much being recruited as a 5-star, which how it should be. This is another guy right here who is barely being recruited. And, you know, he did hit his top 8, but nobody is heavily going after him. Another guy right here, Purdue is his top team. And they're not even heavily pursuing a number 3 player in the nation. So I'm not sure why it's still happening because it does not happen in real life. Number 11 player in the nation. He's not even halfway to his top 8. He's not even close to his top 8. And, you know, we would be able to hop into the mix for a guy like that as well. And then even this guy down here. But, you know, Coach Prestige is the deal breaker. So we advance. Let's look here, man. The tight end, we're in a good spot, man. We're in a good spot. He's going to commit within the next 2 weeks. And I think we're going to get him, man. I think we're going to get him. We got the hard sell on him. The hard sell is doing this thing. Is doing this thing for sure. And we got some pretty good grades considering our school, man. We got some B's and then an A+. So we got some pretty good grades on that end. The cornerback still hasn't hit his top 5. The right end, we probably going to have to get out this race, man. This is a race I think we're probably going to have to get out just because we're putting as many hours as we can. We got the hard sell on. We also got the DM the player on. But we got the C grades. And I think that's hurting us, man. I think that is hurting us for sure. Just because look at Houston, man. They gained a lot of hours on us, man. They gained a lot of hours, or a lot of influence, I should say. And I'm not sure. You never know what they're putting in. You don't know if they're hard selling, saying the house. But this next week, if they do the same exact thing, they will take the lead. And we have nothing to do to get back in the race but put a guy on a visit. But they ain't do anything to visit, so I'm not putting no on the visit. I'm not doing it. So that's the only play here if we want to win this recruitment, in my opinion, is we put him on a visit. And visits are too risky for me, man. If I got, you know, invest 40 hours to put this player on a visit, where am I getting them 40 hours from, man? I got to take 40 hours off somebody else, or I have to remove the 40 hours from this guy, put him on a visit. And, you know, either way, no, I don't want to do that, man. Especially when I can put the hours into one of these 3-stars down the board. That'll be a lot easier to get. You know I can get some of these 3-stars for pretty easy. All right, for the quarterback, this is interesting, man. This is interesting. Look how much influence we gained. I feel like that's a good amount, man. I think he's going to commit over the next 3 weeks. We come over to recruiting. This is the guy that had the D grade, man. Pro potential was a D. Playing style A+. Brand exposure C-. So I wasn't sure how much, you know, influence we was going to gain. I wasn't sure if the center house or the hard sell was going to be better. It seemed like the center house, it seemed like the hard sell is doing this thing in this situation. So that's good to see. Next, let's move down. This guy just hit his top 5. So let's see if we can throw that hard sell on him. This is going to be another situation where he has a D grade. And we do have an A+, but he do have a D as well. All right, so I went through, was able to find his correct hard sell. We're going to throw that on, put our extra 10 hours, and we're in a good spot for him as well. The wide receiver, we could also now throw in his hard sell. And hold on, did I just see that right? Don't tell me we have a couple bad grades. And we don't. We have one really bad grade, which is the D plus, and then we have an A and then C plus. And we're gonna throw that hard sell on DM the player as well. And SMU is also heavily pursuing him, but his influence bar is not moving fast, man. It is not moving fast. I don't know what causes the influence bar to move faster or slower. I guess it's random for each recruit because some players would just commit within the first 3 weeks. And some players will wait all the way, into the off season, wait until week 14, 13, and you got to recruit them the whole season. So I don't know what really, impacts that. This guy, we're also doing pretty good for him, man. Doing pretty good. But Houston is on our body, and we doing as much as we can, man. Pitting him on the visit may help just because we already kind of have a lead. So in this situation, I may consider pitting him on the visit. But for the guy up here, I feel like it's too much of an uphill battle, man. Too much of an uphill battle for that guy. This wide receiver also, we already put him on the hard sell. We're good there. Then this guy, he's very close to hitting this top 5. And then our 2 3-stars, the quarterback, we're in a good spot. He's about to hit his top 5. Now this guy right here, oh man, he does not want to come to our school, man. He does not want to come. We put that soft sell on him, and we guessed wrong. And that's what happened when you guess wrong. Look how little influence we gained compared to the other school, man. Look how little influence we gained. So that's a perfect example. Let's put the proper hard sell on, the proper soft sell. And, I know this recruitment is probably over, but let's just put the proper soft sell on, and let's compare how much influence we gain this time. All right, we advanced another week. The tight end, he will commit after this week, man. We got him in the bag. I can't lie, man. We got our first 4-star in the bag after this week. And, that was an easy recruitment, man. That was a guy that was already interested in us. That's good to see. Now, this quarterback, he has hit his top 5 now. But look at this, man. Look at this hard sell we're about to put on, man. This is very rare for a smaller program that don't have great program grades. We got an A+, A-, then an A for his top motivations. And then we're going to not search his social media. We're going to DM the player, put the full 50 hours in. And I feel like this got to be a lock, man. This got to be a lock of a recruitment when you consider that they boosted the impact of good grades. This got to be a lock. So we're going to see if we do get him. Especially, this got to be a lock, especially when you consider no other school is heavily pursuing him. Not yet, at least. But let's see here, man. This right in. Listen, I still don't feel good about it, man. I believe they just put him on the visit. So when they put players on the visits, they remove the hours and they put the hours on the visit. So that's why they didn't gain that much influence. I think after this week, they're going to take the lead for this right end, man. I believe they're going to take the lead back. And we doing all we can, but we just don't have great grades when it comes to the hard sell. This guy right here, another one, a quarterback, man. This is a guy that we also don't have great grades, but nobody else pursuing him, man. Colorado is not going after him, and we about to get a top 100 player relatively easy, I would say, man. Relatively easy. This guy right here, I would consider getting out on, man. We don't have great grades. A+, which is great, but D and then a C. And then you look here, Alabama. They come in hot, man. They come in heavy, and they're going to take the lead. Maybe not next week, but probably the week after. And our only chance probably is to put him on the visit to get a guy like this. For we either have to put him on the visit or we gotta hope that Alabama pull out, and they not. So that's a guy I definitely would consider. I would, if it was a real, dynasty, it was my dynasty, I would take him off the board right now because we wasting hours. And similar to this guy, we are in a better spot for him. We're going up against SMU, which is, nowhere near the program that Alabama is. No disrespect to them boys out Texas at SMU. But we also do not have great grades, a D+ in there. But we are, still in first place. His recruitment is going a little bit slower. So we just going to see, man. This is a guy I also, like I said, I don't like visits, but if I was putting a guy on a visit, I'll pick a guy like this to ensure I'm winning that recruitment, man. To ensure I'm winning that recruitment, and I would consider putting him on the visit. This guy right here, the other free safety, I feel good about, man. I feel good about. We got the hard sell on him. The hard sell, we got some C grades in there. But, Houston is not pursuing him heavily, so we're in a good spot. And then this guy right here, we just put the hard sell on him. Or no, we can put the hard sell on him now. He hit his top 5. So let's go ahead and put that hard sell on. All right, so we went in and put that hard sell on. We're going to see what that does. And let's look here, man. We put the proper soft sell on, but it still did not do much. I mean, we have a D plus grade. You know, we don't have a great grade. So we're going to get out on this guy, man. We're going to go ahead and remove him from the board. And what we're going to do is we're going to go after the next guy, man. Simple as that. We're going to put the 25 hours into the next 3-star. You know, at this point, you know, you could try to get into the mix for another one of these 4 stars and see if any of them are still available. And yep, we got a few 3 stars on the board we still could go, or a few 4 stars on the board you still could go after. But you know, for me personally, I'm gonna hop in and get in on some of these 3 stars on our board. All right, so there we have it, man. Our first commitment, guy out of Missouri. We take that for sure, man. We knew he was gonna commit. We was, you know, in a good spot. The entire recruitment, pretty much. We're 3-2. We're currently in week 6 at a bye week, and we got some hours freed up, man. Now we got a full 50 hours freed up. Now I'm gonna just go ahead, right ahead, and show y'all what I'm gonna do with these full 50 hours that freed up. And I'm going to go after one of these other 4 stars. And I'm going to go after this wide receiver because he's from Texas. We got that pipeline boost. And then he also was, I believe, the number 50 player in the nation. Or the 54th ranked player in the nation. So we're going to offer the scholarship. Then we're going to have to put in 40 hours in total. And then we're going to have 5 hours left over. And we could just dump that somewhere once we decide. So I saw we have another 4-star that's probably going to commit after this week. So I'm going to add another 4-star to the board. And I'm going to, you know, use these extra 5 hours, offer him the scholarship. So, you know, we got the extra hours we can't really use anywhere else. So let's just offer that scholarship. Let's go back into recruiting. And let's look at some of the players, man. Let's look at some of the players. So this the guy we just put the hard sell on, who we have. Oh, no, it's not. It's not. We've been had the hard sell on him. Excuse me. Let's go to the guy we just put that hard sell on. Where is he at? Why is it? It's kind of like glitched out, the colors. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's mad bright. It's OD bright, man. But oh yeah, this is the guy we just put the hard sell on. His playing style grade moved. That's why, you know, playing style move is dynamic. It moved throughout the year, so it was in the A's to go down to a B plus. But we're in a good spot, man. We're in a good spot. We definitely went in this recruitment. I definitely feel good about it going into, you know, his top 3, and then, you know, ultimately his commitment. And then the right end, listen, I don't know what happened, but it looks like Houston is damn near tapping out. Like, they put them on the visit. They was in 2nd place. They was about to take the lead over us. Why they? I have no idea why they tapped out, man. They had the 5-tier pipeline boost, but they tapped out for now. Maybe they try to come back in later. But if this recruitment just stays between us and Kansas, I think we win this recruitment as long as it does not go to that week 9, man. As long as he does not go on that Kansas State visit, I think we'll win this recruitment for sure, man. So, you know, this just shows you recruitment is a little bit, you know, up and down. It's a little bit crazy at times. But for me, like I said, I would have got out earlier in the year just because, you know, I'm trying to be safe, man. I'm not trying to waste a lot of hours, especially as a small program. This guy right here, he's going to commit. He's a lock, man. He's a lock. In this situation, this is what I do. I remove the hard sell, remove the center house, and when he's this close to committing, I'm just going to put in 20 hours, man. I don't need to waste that many hours. You know, there's no point. Like, we don't need to shoot past the bar. We just need to get to the end of his recruitment. So we're going to save those hours and we're going to put him elsewhere. And, you know, if we wanted to, we could throw someone to visit, but, you know, I don't want to do that. This guy right here, Alabama, same thing, man. They kind of pulling out the race a little bit. I think they put him on a visit, and I think that's what happened. They put him on a visit, so they didn't put in as many hours. But this gives us a chance to build a bigger lead, man. He's never going to hit that Week 14 visit, man. He's going to commit way before that. So, yeah, this gives us a chance to build a little bit bigger of a lead. So I appreciate y'all doing that, Alabama. Appreciate y'all doing that for sure. And, you know, if we really wanted to get this guy, I think we put him on that Week 9 visit. And, you know, we hope that we, you know, win that game and that visit goes well. And I think that really will secure that recruitment. For this guy right here, SMU, we're going head-to-head with those boys out there. But, you know, our motivations are not great. So we're going to keep chugging along. This guy, we're also in a good spot, man. We're also in a very good spot. He's going to commit probably not this week. I think the week after he commits. And our old lineman, 4-star that we're going after, Also, feeling pretty good about him, man. Feeling pretty good about his recruitment. The 4-star we just added to the board. We're actually gonna, remove some of this stuff, and then we're just gonna send the house, man. We're gonna send the house and try to get into the race for that recruitment. And then we have 20 hours here. Is it anywhere we want to use them? I think yes, man. I think we go after another lineman here. Go put some hours here, put 10 there, and let's make it 15. Move him up on the board, and then we're gonna use our last 5 hours on a guy like this, and then move him up on the board, and then we're gonna advance. Hey man, there you have it, man. Another commitment, another quarterback out of Texas. Love to see that, man. Love to see that right there. And we in a good spot, man. We currently at week 7. And we might just, just hop in, see what we could do. Might add another 4-star to the board since we got some hours freed up. All right, still in a pretty good spot for everyone. The cornerback looking good, man, looking good. I think we're gonna win this recruitment. As long as that Colorado visit does not go amazing, I think we win that recruitment. For the right end, I think we now win this recruitment since Houston completely dropped out, man. I don't know what happened there. They had him on the visit. His visit disappeared, man. He was scheduled for a week 14 visit with Houston. I didn't even know that was possible, man. I didn't know visits could disappear like that. But, yeah, it did. His visit is no longer there. Houston has dropped all the way out. And I think we secured a bag on this recruitment. I could remove some hours, but, in this situation, I'm not going to. We fine, man. I just want to make sure we win this recruitment right there. This guy. I think we get out. Look at Alabama, man. Look at Alabama, how much ground they're gaining on us. It's like, it's no point, man. It's no point. It's no point. They're going to gain so much ground over these next few weeks. We're going to leave the hours there for research purposes. Maybe they drop out like Houston did, but we'll see. And continue looking down at the board in a good spot. This guy will commit after the next week. And that's another school. We're going head-to-head with Houston with a lot of these recruitments, man, with a lot of these Texas guys going head-to-head with Texas and then also Colorado for some reason. And for the athlete, lineman, I think we get that as well. Then this guy, we move up to 5th place. It's the guy we just put the hours in. For the cornerback, I removed the hours off them other 3-stars, and we're going all in on the 4-star cornerback that's being under-recruited. And then our 2 3-stars that we're pursuing, we're still in a good spot. This guy hit his top 5. I didn't even notice, man. I didn't even notice. We're going to go ahead and throw that hard sell or soft sell on him. See how much influence that does. But, yeah, I didn't notice. We probably could have did this maybe last week, maybe the week before. But that's on me. That's going to be another commitment. Another guy from Texas, the right end. We get the safety commit, man. We was expecting those 2 guys to commit. We got a bunch of hours freed up. We're 3-3 program right now. And we we at week 8, and we got what, 4-star commits, maybe 4 4-star commits through 8 weeks. Come on, man, that's not good. Is that not phenomenal? Now this guy right here, man, deal breaker playing style. Get off my board, man. Actually, we're gonna leave him on the board, but we have to make sure if you don't remove a guy like this off your board, you have to make sure you come over here to recruiting. And you have to remove your hours, man. It will not automatically remove your hours if a deal breaker occurs. So make sure you remove your hours. And look, we jump back up to 150 because his hours would have been wasted, man. It's a deal breaker. So we wouldn't have gained no influence, but the 50 hours would have still have been there. I don't know if that's a glitch, but I feel like they should take that out. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with that one right there. Now this guy right here, I don't like visits, but we got to. We got to, man. We got to put this guy on a visit if we want to win that recruitment because they're making a lot of progress, man. They are gaining a lot of ground. We're going to do the hometown hero visit, I believe, or it's the family visit is what it's called. And we're going to put them at week 9. We're at week 8 now, so we should be good for that week 9 visit, man. After this advance, he will not commit. It will be the next advance he'll commit. And hopefully he'll commit while he's on our visit. And like I said, this is a guy I've been said we should get out on, man. When Alabama first got into the recruitment, when they first start paying hours in, I said we need to get out. We should get out. And look at this. We're in 2nd place, and we have no chance. We're out, man. We're removing him from the board. We got a lot of hours here to use. and let's see what we're going to do with it. All right, so I went back over to the prospect list, and I was able to find one last 4-star that's being under-recruited that we could put some hours into, and he's an athlete, 4-star quarterback. Y'all know I love them at archetypes, man. So we're going to put our full 50 hours in center house, get into the race of that recruitment, and now we have 100 hours here, man. This is where we're going to go after some of these other guys. So this is how we're using the rest of our hours. A bunch of these 3-stars down the board. We just put in 25 hours, man. 25 hours in. We could go more. You know, we could put 50 in and go after, you know, only a few at a time. But I want to spread, when it comes to these 3-star, I like to spread the wealth. And, you know, you don't need to put in 50 hours for a lot of these 3-stars, man. A lot of these guys you're going to get pretty easily. Like a guy like this, man. No other school may ever come into the race for a guy like this. Like, we might be able to get this guy with only offering a scholarship and, you know, just getting that small amount of boost every week, because no other school will come into the mix. And, you know, you come and look at his stats for a 3-star, you know, he's okay. He's not great. He's a 3-star prospect. But, you know, he ranked number 487th in the nation. You got 3-stars down here that's ranked in the thousands. So, you know, that's a better 3-star player that you'll get. You know, Alex Obi. I like that name. Alex Obi for a white guy is kind of crazy as a last name. I think that's an African last name. Don't quote me on that. But regardless, you know, we're going to get this guy pretty easily. So we advanced 2 weeks, and we get a cornerback commit from Texas. We got a wide receiver commit. And we're looking good, man. We get 2 commitments. I believe one of those guys was on that visit the past game. We put him on that visit against Tulane, I believe it was. And let's see who it was. I believe it was this guy, was it? Let's see. Can we tell? We should be able to tell. Yeah, visited, and that visit went very good. It was a blowout. So we get a little bit of extra boost with that blowout. This recruitment was a little bit close. This was the one where I felt like we had to put him on a visit to win that recruitment, man. It got super close at the end, and we able to pull it out. Listen, that's where the visit is useful, man. That is where the visit is useful in those situations like that. You know, you only put, you know, those very situational players on visits, in my opinion at least. And this guy right here, he did his top 5. We're gonna go through, see if we can find his proper hard sell. All right, we found that hard sell, throw that on, throw the extra 10 hours back on, and hopefully we're able to do something with that recruitment. This guy that we added late in the process, we're trying to get into that running, man. We're trying to get into that running. This guy, where is his hours? I feel like I definitely put 50 hours on him, but I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I don't like that. But we're trying to get into the mix for him. Arkansas is now pursuing him heavily. So it might be a dogfight. Might be a little bit of dogfight. But we're at the point where, listen, we probably need to add some more players to the roster, and we're going to add more 3-stars, man. We're going to add some more 3-stars. We're going to throw the soft sell on all of these guys, man. Everyone that hit their top 5, we're going to go ahead and throw that soft sell on them. So when I come back over here, listen, I don't mind looking at the recommendeds here and there. And in this situation, I'm going to look at it, man. I'm going to look at it. So we got, you know, I'm going to be real picky. I'm going to be very picky with the recommendeds. But, you know, I'm going to add a few guys. So I went ahead and added 5 3-stars through the recommendeds. Put them all on scholarship, and then we're gonna put 25 hours into, you know, this right tag or this right guard, and then also this running back athlete right here. And you know, big thing offering that scholarship, because, you know, that's gonna move us up to first place, especially for a guy like this, where no other school offering a scholarship. We're already number 6 on this board, so that's perfect, man. That's perfect. And more commitments, man. Help is on the way. We get a center from Texas with a kind of crazy last name. I like it though. Man, one thing I'm noticing, this soft sell is not doing much when it comes to influence, man. Look how little influence we gained this past week, man. Look at that. That's nothing. I understand that, you know, we don't have the best grades for this prospect, but if we want to get this quarterback, I feel like we got to hard sell him, man. And he's one of the only gems we're going after. So we're going to put the hard sell, put the full 50 hours in. But all these other 3-stars, we're going to, you know, we're not going to pursue too heavily. We might need to put some hours into this guy right here, since let's actually do that, man. We got the hours freed up. Let's put the hard sell on him, and then we're not going to put the full 50. We're just going to put the hard sell on him. All right, one thing to note, we advanced again. We're at week 12. Our last home game is week 13, man. So if we want to put any player on a visit, it will be week 13. The only players I would consider are these 2 4-stars. And I'm actually considering, man, because I don't think we got much chance. Honestly, I don't think we got much chance for either of these 4-stars. But the only Hail Mary attempt is to put these guys on a visit. And for me personally, the gap between a 3-star and a 4-star is pretty big in this game. We could get a lot of these 3-stars pretty easily, but like I said, that gap from a 3-star to a 4-star is pretty big. So a guy like this, we're gonna remove his hours, and we're gonna just pretty much free up enough hours until we at 80 total. So for this guy, same guy we about to put on the visit, we don't know his last motivation, and it's either one of these two options. But I feel like we kind of desperate, man. We kind of desperate. We gotta guess one of them, and we're gonna go with the championship contender. Yeah, we're gonna go with championship contender. It's a guess, man. It's a jump ball, but we're gonna put him on the visit. Same with this visit. This visit is also a jump ball. We just throwing a Hail Mary trying to get some more 3-stars. Do we get either of them? If I'm being truthful, I doubt it. I doubt we'll get either of these guys. But we gotta explore all options when these are the last 4-stars we go after this cycle. So we did guess the right hard sell for him, man. We did guess the right one. That championship contender one was correct, but we still did not gain that much influence in the grand scheme of things, man. LSU is damn near. We're gonna drop the 3rd after this week, damn near, man. We are not in a race for this recruitment, man. Like I said, I wouldn't. If it was a real thing, I would not put him on the visit. I would have been got out on a guy like that. But, for research purposes. We advance again, and we do get the wide receiver from Texas, man. We do get another wide receiver, get another quarterback from Texas. And this is a class, man. For a 2-star program, I don't know where the class is ranked, not yet. But I feel like this is a good class we're putting together so far, man. A bunch of 4-stars in this class. Why did my hours? Oh, no. This guy, he took us off the deal breaker. So if we want, we could pursue him again. But it's a risk. Whoa. Are visits good? Hold up. No. What just happened, man? Look how much influence was just gained. Hold up. No. Let's look at how much influence was just gained, man. That is insane. That is insane, man. Don't tell me visits are actually good now. Hold up. We might have found something here, man. Yo, he was nowhere near. Like, look, you can see how much influence is gained over this past week. That's new, man. That's new. We're gonna get this guy now. We're for sure gonna get this guy. Whole time, I don't think we was that close to getting that recruitment. Same thing with this guy right here, man. I just noticed this. The wide receiver we got, we were not in a great spot. He committed well out of his top 3 on our visit. We got a blowout. Family visit went great, went awesome. We blew them boys out, and that was an awesome visit, and we get the recruitment of both of them 3-stars. Wow, that's okay. We'll take that. There we go. Another quarterback commit, man, from Louisiana. Then we get a left guard, our guy Obi. Another quarterback. How many quarterbacks do we have in this class, man? I see 4 on my screen right now. I don't know. We bring in like 7 quarterbacks. All right, so I meant to go to early National Signing Day, but we advanced past it by accident. But we did make it to the off season, and let's look where the recruiting class is at, man. You're telling me I got a top 15 recruiting class right now. I got a top 15 recruiting class with this method. 9 4-stars, 7 3-stars, and we're already at 16 total recruits. And, we still got a couple more on our board that we're heavily in the lead for. My goal is always to bring in around 20 to 25 recruits, depending on how many seniors you have. But, I feel like 25 is a pretty solid spot. And, add a couple more of these guys, throw in some transfer portal guys. You can either go after some more high school guys if you would like. And, this is a very good recruiting class, man. This would be a very good recruiting class, especially if we went after some more of these transfers right here. I think I just seen a crazy transfer. General Booty is in there. Where is he at, man? General Booty right there. He's in there in the transfer portal. But, this is great recruiting class, great method. Listen, I might have to do another video on visits, man. I don't know if y'all caught that. I don't know if y'all seen the same thing I seen. But I might do another video on visits and really dive into visits and see if they are, you know, good in this game now. But that's all I got for y'all today. If y'all learned anything at all, if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that. Appreciate y'all for watching.